Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to be playing some Gruul Hospitality, which Gruul's Hospitality is not that nice, and neither will we be today. Curse of Hospitality is a super fun card that I was playing in another deck, and I realized, man, this is a powerful card that I just have not been playing, and we need to find a deck to fit it into. And so Gruul makes a lot of sense here because, I mean, it just works with it. 3 mana enchantment are a curse. So we're enchanting the opponent here. Creatures attacking enchanted player have trample. So anytime that we are attacking them, all of our stuff has trample. I've kind of done something similar with Kodama in the past, and that's why I was thinking Gruul with this is just because having trample to be able to go with this is awesome. But I noticed that most of the Gruul decks are playing, like, getting the lands out of our deck is really nice with this. It's a good addition to have. And so we do have 2 copies of Kodama. I was initially having 4 copies here, but I do feel like we occasionally just want to have extra creatures on the battlefield. So we're going down to 3 of this, and these are kind of like our 5 copies as a way to make sure all of our creatures have trample on the battlefield, because we are modifying like crazy. So Kodama will always give them trample as well, for the most part. But Curse of Hospitality just gives them all a trample. And then whenever a creature deals combat damage to enchanted player, that player exiles the top card of their library until in turn that creature's controller may play that card. Yeah, that's our creature did damage to them. That creature's controller may play that card and spend mana any color to cast that spell. So this is really sweet. I mean, this is a fun, like, commander type card, whatever, being able to curse them and have other people attack him. But here in standard, it actually is pretty powerful. The biggest issue is that it was just an enchantment. We're kind of taking up an entire turn to do that. We weren't getting as much value out of it. But that's where Kami and Generous Visitors become valuable, is that if we have, both these guys on the battlefield, or even one of them on the battlefield, being able to buff up our guys to be able to actually get in for damage with trample becomes super powerful. And so this just being an enchantment really buffs up Kami and Generous Visitors. That was one of the issues with Kodama that I was noticing too, is that when we were playing Kodama on turn 3, if I had Generous Visitors and Kami Transience, which I was wanting to play this deck, I wasn't getting the buff on this. So then I was putting my counters onto everything, but then not getting the ability to hit in with Kodama. So getting value from this right away, yeah, we're taking stuff out the top deck. We won't be able to play them on that turn, but setting up to be able to hit in really hard, putting up the Curse of Hospitality, opponent's going to be like, oh crap, I have to deal with this right now. And so that's the game plan here. I have a full playset of Jugan as well. The more and more I play this card, I'm really impressed with it. I like the mana ramp that it gives. I like being able to put counters on everything. And the real benefit here is being able to just, play out a creature and be able to put tons and tons of counters onto it, where we can dodge things like Meat Hook Massacre if we get enough counters onto some creatures. There are some threats that are just really big that go more board wipey or whatever, and if we can, throw it onto something with haste or whatever else later in the game, we can end up having a ton of damage and being able to have Curse of Hospitality out there on the battlefield that sticks around easier than Kodama. That can be a really good win for us, is with Jugan being able to put a bunch of counters onto something like Raiju or whatever that can hit in hastily and be able to get in with Curse of Hospitality and win the game. That's also why we have Halana, as just another way to give haste to some creatures to be able to kind of go off with this. Also, it's really good to put a bunch of counters onto this, make a bunch of things big and hit in with Jugan, and so that's kind of the game plan. We have a lot of 1-ofs on the top end. We have, Chariot, we have Wrenn and Seven, a lot of 2-ofs in this deck, but the main game plan is, some early game stuff to make sure we're getting counters onto stuff, keep creatures on the battlefield, get some damage through. Kami of Transience is a big, huge part of this deck, making sure that this can keep coming back, and we just have a trample threat that's on the battlefield all the time to keep their life total ticking down. Ranger class to help out, making sure we put counters onto things, getting tokens for our Chariot. I'm playing Arni Slays the Troll for a little bit of removal here, and Kami's Flare to make sure we're getting damage through the face, and also just having removal for stuff. Shatterskull Smashing. So between those, we have 8 sources of removal. I'm not totally sure that's enough for the format right now, but with everything else, we should be fine. I really like, one of the biggest issues with Wrenn and Seven is that we haven't had trample on these big tree folk, or a way to consistently give them trample. And I think that Curse of Hospitality actually solves that problem as well. That's why I'm not sure if this should be a 4-of and Kodama be a 2-of, or this be a 1-of and this be a 4-of. Right now I'm going to play it like this, and then we'll talk about that at the end of the video. I always do a breakdown of the gameplay and what I felt like we needed throughout it all. And so maybe we'll talk about that afterwards. But this is the deck. Let's go and dive in the gameplay, see how this does for us, and wish me luck, guys. Here we go. Up against Psytac, a little bit of an awkward hand. We don't have any creatures in the early game here. We don't have any of our 1-drops. We don't have any of our 2-drop creatures. But a Kodama on turn 3 into Arni Slays the Troll can be pretty powerful. We don't have a way to put a counter onto it right away, even just a Jugan. So I'm debating if, like, just Kami's Flare on turn 2 to kill whatever they have. Turn 3 plays. I'm going to try this one out. We have a chance to draw into 1 or 2 drop creature as well if they are playing a little slower. And this is one of the issues with Arni Slays the Troll. I really like this card. The cool thing is it gives us life gain, which is really powerful against some matchups where, you know, we just need to make sure we get some life gain, or if we're racing up against another aggro deck. Mono white, I feel like this is going to be a really powerful card. It helps ramp us up to pay for like Thalia's expenses, puts counters onto creatures as well. I hope this ends up working really well. Puts counter, yeah, it's a good card. I've tested out a few other times and it hasn't worked for me in the past, but it should. Sundown Pass. What are we up against here? All right. Jukai. Arena just barely had an update, and it's feeling like we're going even slower than before. So yeah, we're gonna kill you. You're dead. Gonzoed. All right, so yeah. We're gonna play out Kodama, I believe, right away. Reinforced Champion. And then Arni to kill that thing. Hopefully they don't go off on this next turn. Only 2 cards in hand, 3 with a rune coming out here. Another Arni. I mean, it's great if you have creatures, I guess. That's the biggest issue, is making sure we actually have the creatures to do the thing. So let's get one of those out there. Debating if I want to play multiple things next turn. I could play Jugan here, get the ramp. I can have Kodama. I only get to put a counter onto one creature, but I can play Kodama and Arni, put the counters onto Kodama on the next turn, and have it have Trample as well. It'd actually be a really powerful play. So let's just go for that. We know we're not doing anything this turn. We can set up for a bigger turn on the next play. Hopefully that's enough. And then we have Curse of Hospitality with another Arni for the turn after that as well. Should be quite powerful. Rune of Sustenance. Yeah, the life gain is annoying, but if they don't have any way to buff it, like they didn't have a Generous Visitors, they just played green mana there. I think that was an accident. There's the Generous Visitors. Okay, they did find that. Let's see what else they have. Any other enchantments they can play this turn? Yeah, they got something. Rune of Speed. Yeah, no blocks. So they're keeping their visitor alive here, because we're gonna have to kill the other stuff. Okay, counters onto you. Don't put it onto their stuff, I've decided. Let's go Kodama. Just making sure. Yeah, so Kodama, get them on out there. Arni, you fight you. Perfect. Last turn. All right, so let's see here. Runeforged Champion again. Just got rid of that guy. Let's see if they go for the Rune of Might. We do get the... All right, some more life gain. We get 2 counters onto Kodama, and then an Arni slays the troll. So we have a decent hit for the next turn as well. They attack in, no blocks. Down to 11. All right, let's make sure we plan this out the right way. We get to add some mana. 2 counters onto you. So if I destroy this before combat, that could actually be worse for us. But I do want to play something to use up this red mana. So I believe it's just Curse of Hospitality. Let's get a peek at what they got. Could destroy this, hit him with 2 creatures, get an extra peek. But I think that what we're doing is we're just hitting with Kodama. They don't have any trample yet. This Runes for a Champion is still scary, but we haven't seen a ton of runes available. So we get to find a land for free. We get to look at the top of their deck. And this lets us play extra stuff, which, oh yeah, this is what we want to have happening. Hallowed Haunting. We do have lots of enchantments, and that is not a bad play for us. And we can only play it right now, so not killing the Generous Visitors there might be the worst play possible, but man, a Hallowed Haunting, if we can survive this turn, then we're in fantastic shape. But, oh man, the Generous Visitors can get really big, though. That is the issue. Showdown of the Scalds. All right. Keeps putting onto the visitor. Yeah. No trample. Do I want to block with this remnant? We know bad things can happen later. There's another rune. Yeah. No counters onto the Root Forge champion. Intriguing. We might have to chomp here. I really like having this, but man, that's a lot of damage they're throwing at our face. Do we know if they have a Rune of Might? We have removal for next turn. We have a chance to take a peek at a lot of cards off the top of the deck, get a lot of blockers with Hallowed Haunting as well, and Esika's Chariot. So yeah, I'm going to say no blocks. I don't know if that's the right play. It probably isn't. Oh, we get to gain life, though. That's the reason. I was totally fine. Everything's just fine. Any kind of flying? I'm not sure what they have for that. Let's go attacking with everything. Take a peek on top of the deck. I mean, if I can get a rune of sustenance onto like a Kami of Transience here, that would be pretty sweet as well. Grab red, green, Jukai Naturalist. I like it. All right, so we also get to play one of their lands. Is there any reason to play other colors? I'm not sure. Play one of their lands. Play Kami of Transience. Okay, so I can put... I'm actually declining on this one. Yeah, decline. I think Jukai is the one I'm going to put a counter onto for some life gain. So counter onto the Jukai. Decline on that one. You come out. Take action. So one. Just making sure I'm doing this all right. So actually I can have one of these spirits kill as generous visitors as well. All right, so dude, this is working out so good. This is amazing. Decline on the pay. So target creature I control. So having blockers is nice. I do think just killing you is the best way to go, right? So yeah, that's done. We did the thing. Dude, this is awesome. I'm really liking how this plays out. Their life total is massive. It's really high. You know, like there's bad things happening. They get a Hallowed Haunting. They only have 3 enchantments on the battlefield. I'm fine blocking with Jukai just to gain the life. Root of Might is a little bit scary, but only 2 cards now. Hey, that's a good one for them. So lots of life gain that they can gain. 9. I'm definitely fine to just kill that, you know, triple block here. Make sure that we can get back. Yeah, so I believe we go for the triple block. Okay, opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Oh, man. Dude, okay, Curse of Hospitality is insane. Think of having multiples of those. And with Kodama being able to actually get us all the lands we need. Wow, my hand is green screening out. Dude, so fun. We're doing more. All right, we go first. We have a Generous Visitors. This is where Arni, I'm not sure is good, like as good. There are a lot of things that just have 1 or 2 toughness. It says fight up to 1 target creature. I don't have to fight with this, and it can just be a way to put, you know, 3 counters onto Generous Visitors, add some extra mana, ramp up to Thundering Raiju. So like, I'm definitely playing it on turn 2. You know, like that's gonna happen. But it would be nice to know that my 1-drops could also fight well with Arni on turn 2. That's okay. Don't have Spell Pierce, please. They have Fading Hope potentially. Fading Hope is bad. So Arni slays the troll. Counter there, yeah, probably Fading Hope. This still lets us get to Thundering Raiju on turn 3, though. And that's a card out of their hand. Yeah, submit 0. Fading Hope, yep. As anticipated. So yeah, next turn, Thundering Raiju hit in. Turn after that, Jugan and Generous Visitors. Jugan would be nice to get out early. And maybe I can go Generous Visitors and Jugan, and then Thundering Raiju 2 turns in a row. So this is definitely a Doomscar, right? And that way we can have counters on all this stuff and Raiju hits really hard, but then we get Doomscarred immediately. Although they might do it on this next turn. Hell, let's go this way. Let's go this route. I want to keep my hasty guys for after the board wipe against control. This gets us 2 creatures on the battlefield for Jugan as well. So like we're still putting tons of power on the battlefield. Gaining some life. Oh man. Oh boy. Unless they Doomscar. What would be bad after that? A Wanderer would be bad. What's up with this green screen going off again? I always shift the color stuff for the green screen, but then like the sun changes throughout the day and it just changes it enough that things aren't working. So let me see if I can adjust the filters again, just a little bit here. All right, opponent's done, so we're done with that. I think it's a little bit better, not a ton though. All right, counters onto things. That's cool. I get to put counters onto it first, which is nice. All right, so they have not gone for the Doomscar yet. I want them to Doomscar before Jugan comes down. So we're doing this now. Attack in, counter here. Yeah, just get them down below 10. Doing what we gotta do. Dude, this is good stuff. There's the Doomscar. Totally fine. The Wanderer after this turn is what's going to be annoying. Is like once they have that, which I'm guaranteed they've got it, right? All right, so now we get to put a counter onto this Thundering Raiju for a little bit more damage. So take action. X1. Debating the 1 extra damage that I get from putting the counter there, I guess is still good enough. I'm just debating if I would rather have it here, but no, that just works out. Down to 4. All right. I mean, they have to have an amazing answer right now. It's another Doomscar. Sunset Revelry. All right. Okay, I don't really want to overcommit to this board right now. Generous Visitors is interesting. It's not amazing without another play. I don't have haste right now, so just putting tons of counters onto it's not terrible, but it doesn't really set us up perfect. But it does get through for an extra point of damage with Raiju, which is kind of a big deal. So that's a big commitment. I might even throw out the Boseiju for it. See, I can make it a 5. I can make it a 6/6. And then if we find a Curse of Hospitality, that's probably game if they don't have the board wipe. Whoa, opponent just scoops it up. Okay. Dude, that is the way to win. Like, I just want to teach you guys secrets about this. If you just talk to yourself to a closet every single day, you just get free wins every once in a while. It's just the power of, we're gonna call it science. Science! All right, no 2-drop play, but 2 draws to try to find it. We do have Curse of Hospitality the turn Kumano flips around, so chances to find other cards is pretty nice. We'll keep this. That's also a way to find lands. Double Curse of Hospitality also kind of gets me excited. All right, 2 draws to try to find something. Come on, let's do it. We're definitely just getting this out to be able to play something. Mana's been working out pretty well for us so far. I have 22 lands, 2, and then 2 Shatterskull Smashing. So, see, this is the issue though. Is like I'm not sure I want 3 of these, especially early game. That's just a little too much. Stop doing that, you know. Oh yeah, we're in a little bit of trouble. Rune of Might gets the card draw. Yeah, I mean, this is just really bad top decking. And in the early game, I was reliant on good top decks, and they have failed me. They have failed me lots. I'm playing Jugan first. I want to get that flipped around. I just need to have threats on board. Can't play anything with Hospitality the turn I play it anyway. It counters onto these guys so I can hit harder, get more cards. Life is good. Up against Naya Runes again. Playing in Mythic, this is the issue with playing Mythic, is that you just go up against the same stuff over and over. So boring. How do we deal with this? I think that our chances to deal with it required us to have, you know, all of our removal pieces in the early game. And now that they just have an 8/8 hitting with Trample and Lifelink, it might just be over. Which is, I mean, Frustrating, but I guess okay. Thundering Raiju. All right, so they probably have lethal on the next turn, right? So I would have to have a defender, or I'm gonna go Curse Hospitality. I'm hoping to find a land. Like, what am I trying to do here? So I can hit with Kumano. Dude, yeah, that's such a big hit here. Do I go looking for 2, play their land and a 1-drop, which would be what? Generous Visitors. We need to be able to play Jukai, I think, is the, like, that has to be what's off the top here. A land lets us play some other stuff, I guess. Farmland, go. Yeah, good game. All right. We just did not find what we needed early game. That's part of the issue with Standard right now, is like I have 8 pieces of removal in this deck. Being on the draw makes 4 of the pieces of removal we have in the deck pretty much obsolete if we don't hit them like early on. And that's where we just need to have, like, we have the ability to put out a bunch of threats and Stonewall and slow the game down, but against lifelinking trample threats that Naya puts out, we might need more removal. That's what I was saying early on. I think we just might need a little bit more removal in this deck, but overall it's still working pretty well. We'll keep going. Up against Sergeant Hartman, and I like this hand. This is pretty beautiful. Need another creature for turn 2, turn 3. Lair of the Hydra. But we'll at least get a counter onto this with the Kumano, so you know, it's fine. I'm fine with that as well, actually. So yeah, next turn we would like the creature. Kodama would be amazing here. Kami of Transience wouldn't be bad, but Kodama would be a beautimus. Yeah, that's where it's annoying. We just don't have stuff here. Do I get in with the Lair of the Hydra just to do something or as a 1/1? Fading Hope would be pretty annoying, so I think we're just going to attack in. Yeah, they have some sort of removal here. It could be Sunset Revelry, which gives them 2 creatures, and they can kill this. Nah, we're doing it. Hitting in. Sunset Revelry, here it comes. Kill the Generous Visitors. March of Otherworldly Light. Okay. Glad I didn't go with the Lair of the Hydra. That would be bad. So very bad. Sokenzan, allowing us to have a few more creatures that hit the battlefield. We have lots of ways to put counters onto any creatures, so I like this just as a way to create tokens for us. I'm going to try to hold on to that while we can, and we can. All right, so yeah, Raiju's perfect for this matchup. Hopefully this can close out. We haven't seen any board wipes yet, though. So, down to 10. If we can get another turn of hitting in, we can close them out with something hasty later on. Meat Hook. Ah, man. I knew I should put the counter onto Raiju there. Oh, well. All right. All the love is mine, man. Go for red there. Back in. Counter. Down to 8. Okay. So 1 board wipe out of the hand. We just have like 7 more to get through. I love Magic right now so much. Celestis. All right, so here's the question. They go up to 9. This is a big enough threat to win in 2 turns. If they just have Fading Hope, what's the Exile target monocolored card? All right, that's a pretty good one to play with. I want to keep threats going. I don't want Lair of the Hydra to really die. I'd like to be able to play Sokenzan as well, just as another way to have threats on the board. Down to 8. So here's the question. I don't think I'm going to go with Thundering Raiju. It does give us opportunity for lethal this turn. They're holding up way too much mana that they have answers for sure. Going for Lair of the Hydra, they might prioritize that over Thundering Raiju, board wipe on the next turn, but I might be able to get the 1 point of damage with the Lair of the Hydra here. Or we can go for Sokenzan, because I don't think I'm playing Raiju, and get 2 bodies on the battlefield with Thundering Raiju to buff up one of them, and this getting the buff from that as well on the next turn, and that could win us the game as well. So I think I'm doing Lair of the Hydra though. So X2. Having this have a counter on the battlefield is pretty nice. So swing in. Counter there. See, I tried to just talk and have them scoop up again. Now that's the dream, is just talk long enough, right? Wandering Emperor. So they might be, yeah, they're going to go for the Lair of the Hydra, which, I mean, it lets us get in for more points of damage. But we also get hit by board wipes now. Better. Yeah, Wandering is annoying. Let's see if they kill it, though, to make a Samurai. That's probably the smarter play. Let's see if they actually do it. Professor Onyx. Making us sacrifice it? Yeah.
Welcome to Witherbloom College.
All right.
Well, darn.
Gain a life.
Like you flunked out.
All right. Then the Bugbear's not terrible. Let's see. So any spell gains him life then? Well, we have to try to kill Professor Onyx, I suppose. Back there. Force the guy to be dead. Yeah. I wasn't sure if they would block if we went at face because they have enough life gain, enough other stuff. I wanted to make sure the guy got blocked and gonzoed, so we have Den of the Bugbear online a little bit better. Which right now is kind of our game plan. With Kumano, that is lethal on the next turn. So if they spend too much mana here killing this... Oh, the life gain, though. Ugh, we have to do 7, potentially 9 points of damage. Celeste this as well. They could have another Wandering Emperor. Way too much life gain, man. Teferi. All right, so this is just Planeswalker Central. So farewells are going to be everywhere in this, right? That makes the Bugbear a little bit better. They don't have Wandering Emperor now. Oh, wait, now they do. Right? Oh, man. Flipping Wandering Emperor is going to be bad. All right, so bring this to the battlefield. Den of the Bugbear. I'll attack at face. Yeah. Counter onto Den. I feel like they're going to have removal for that, but that's kind of okay with me. I have the token attacking somewhere else now. We're going face. Down to 6. Lethal several ways. They have to kill lots of stuff. So they kill Raiju, they go to 1. Yeah. And we played... Did we play 2 things? I think I need to hold on to that still. Last turn. This gains life every turn? Yeah, there's so much life gain. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Come on, you don't want to tick up with Professor Onyx first? You know you want to. 4 cards in hand. Redraw here if they gain some life. Oh, they didn't go for the life gain. They're sticking at 1? They went for card draw. I mean, any spell gets them some life gain to be able to use Professor Onyx. So do they not have like Sunset Revelry, any of those kinds of things? March of Otherworldly Light? How are they missing cards right at this moment? Onyx. Okay, so our Wandering Emperor creates a token. Okay, so we get an extra token with the Den of the Bugbear. If they have removal before combat, that's a bit annoying. But I mean, like, they have to be able to gain quite a bit of life, which this can give it to them. I can play this out, but not buff it. Yeah. I would like to hold off on Den of the Bugbear right now, but it's the best threat to be going off with. We could, like, play Ranger class, build up some other stuff, but we know board wipes coming in the next turn or two. They didn't use Professor Onyx at all. Removal comes there. That's what we're expecting. It's on 0. They gain the life. We get to add mana, but we already went to combat, so we don't get the Ranger class. Bummer. Yep. Yeah, so that's kind of what we expected. It takes up our entire turn. Do I trade off with the 2-2? No. Last turn. I mean, having one of our guys die could help, but they're exiling our stuff a lot of times, so that means that Mihik Massacre is not gaining them life. So just going for a trade-off wouldn't be amazing for us. Man, rough, rough, rough. Bark, bark, bark. Wolf. We've drawn decently well against what they're doing. They just have been able to maintain for a long time here, and we needed, you know, one more Thundering Raiju, but that's a lot to expect. I mean, we had the top deck potential of getting another Kumano off the top. They were at 1, hadn't gained life yet. I mean, they could have done stuff in response, but still. Lolth in the graveyard. Surprised this isn't playing... I guess Snowlands would be hard to maintain all of this. No blocks. Down to 15. More spells to gain life with. There's the Doomscar. Yeah. Kind of figured. They gain 2 more life. See, this is where, like, if I had held off and played Sokenzan now, we would have been in maybe better shape. But we wouldn't have been able to actually pressure them to have threats. So now we have to go Ranger class. We level it up. We get stuff on the board and start doing things, you know? Actually, I guess I could level up next turn and have Sokenzan here. Does that actually get us to lethal? It gives us a closer to lethal, at least. But we know Professor Onyx is going to gain life. This is going to gain him life. Getting up to the other side of this would be really nice, too. Man, I'm not sure what to be doing with this Sokenzan. It can be good, but there's also bad things about it. The fact they haven't found a very well yet, like it's got to be coming. With them playing as many Planeswalkers as they are, they've got to have lots. 2 mana Sunset Revelry. Power kill. Okay, gain the life. Yeah, in trouble. Now we're down to 10. Yeah, Professor Onyx is so busted. We drew really well. They played their side of things very well. Finally found their second black source besides the Celestis. Here's the Lolth. Yeah. Well, I'll upgrade Ranger class, see if we can go off with a couple of creatures for like maybe 2 turns, but this is most likely over. There is a small chance, like Curse of Hospitality gives us a little bit of hope. We do have ways to give trample through their tokens and everything going on. But our life total is getting so low. All right, so Ranger class level up. That's a way to get trample if we get some other stuff on the battlefield. And also play out the land and do this. I forgot that hits those things as well. Dude, we're in so much trouble. Wow. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Good game indeed. Wow, wow, wow. All right, daggered. 2 lands on the draw we'll keep. Kami on turn 2, removals and such. Come on, land. That needs to be a land. All right, come on, deck. 2 more draws to find the land. Doomscar? What is this going to be here? Really sure what they're doing. There's the land. Good time for that. Yammy. Don't have the double red yet. Ranger class can be pretty powerful, though. Yeah, so at Kumano and Ranger class on this next turn, good stuff. Can't really go for Kami's flares easily with this yet. All right, so that could be a Sot coming. They just foretold now they have blue mana. Jugan. It's another threat on the board we can have. Do we feel like they're going to have board wipes? Blood in the Snow is what's most likely here. Binding Old Gods, they're probably playing if they're running this. So let's go Ranger class. I'm kind of expecting this to get countered. I actually want the creature on the battlefield. I mean, this would probably get countered no matter what. Okay, it doesn't now. Cool. Yep, make it a 4/4. Hit in for this. 5 points of damage, turn 3. Okay stuff. Setting up for massive plays on the next turns. See what they got. If we find land, we'll probably just hold on to stuff in hand, buff up Ranger class, get in for what we have on board. Unless it's red source, then of course Thundering Raiju is busted. There's Binding. Takes care of Kami. All right. I'm fine with Kami being destroyed and going to the graveyard because that gives us so many opportunities to potentially bring it back and do other things. So life is still good. Go with Thundering Raiju. Get the counter onto it. Counter onto the Wolfy Wolf. Damage. Lots of damage. Down to 7 past turn. Kami's Flare can be a way that we can finish things off as well, potentially. There's white mana. Okay, so this is, whoa, wow, 4 color, potentially 5 color with Binding to help fix stuff. So Doomscar is a possibility here with this. They could have, they don't have enough mana for Wandering Emperor. So a counter here helps. We have lethal in a couple different ways. I think that activating the Slayer of the Hydra might be the best way to get there. Let's say they have removal from 1 creature. Then what? I kind of want to be able to hold up the Kami's Flare just in case it's a creature that they play out, though. So I can tick up Ranger class. Jugan can be pretty powerful to just have another threat hit the battlefield after the board wipe. But I think we're just leveling up Ranger class here, so that we can have Lair of the Hydra hitting in the turn afterwards if they tap out for this board wipe, which they don't have to if this is the Doomscar. I mean, but yeah, we're doing pretty good for ourselves here. So counter onto Kumano. Counter onto Token. If they have Bounce, they could be playing Fading Hopes. I'd rather this go back to hand if they have something. Being able to just get the 1 more extra point of damage, have another creature, pretty good for us. All right, down to 5. Good game. Oh, okay, so they had nothing. Cool stuff. I was like freaking out that entire time. We got him, easy peasy. All right, guys, I usually stop at 5 games there. Like, this is usually the point that I stop, but I want to try to get Curse of Hospitality again. We just didn't really find it, so this is an okay hand. We don't actually get to put counters for Kami's Flare being good, but 2 good aggro threats, Kami's Flare, like, we're going to keep this hand. Is a good one. Jugan is nice. That helps with the... Just whatever, it's when we cast a creature spell, though, that is a little bit awkward with the Jugan. So the best draw here would be Kami, I would think. Kami off the top. I mean, any creature we find would be amazing. I'm not sure that's going to happen here. Still, just a bunch of these Kumanos is not terrible plays. Pretty swell, if you ask me. All right, so it looks like they have the man, Vanishing Verse. Is that the one I'm trying to think of? Yeah, exile, monocolored stuff. That's my assumption. Revitalize. Not what I was going to say. The life gain, though, just outdid all the stuff we just did. Okay, creature for 2 counters. Nope, can't have that. All right. So many lands. Yeah, a little awkward. That's fine, though. These are still super powerful, even without the counters we could have put on stuff. Down to 18. Destroy Planeswalker or token that they play here. We'll do the Jugan first. We have threats coming kind of in cycles here now, and so board wipes a little bit worse against these cards unless it is, you know, Farewell or something like that. Shouldn't have it too early. Lots of life gain. There is a lot of life gain in this format. Whoa. Okay. Doesn't take out our ramp. I mean, we would have been able to put a counter onto it, so that is something. Dude, why? I triggered that the wrong way. That was an accident. I meant to have these come back first. I just wasn't thinking about that. Usually it does give you the option to do the best thing first, and I just missed it. All good. Dude, I want to find a flipping Curse of Hospitality. That'd be so good right now. A Curse of Hospitality to just start taking the top of their deck, forcing them to have board wipes sooner than later. So good. All right, down to 15. Definitely board wipe here. Yeah, there it is. There she blows. All right, now let me order this the right way. Resolution order. You exile first. Got it right this time, fellas. I didn't have a target while I was on the stack, right? Okay, yeah, doesn't work that way. Bummer. Pass turn. But I gotta put a ton of counters onto this other one, as long as this one stays alive. All of the Storm Giants. Raiju. Yeah, I'm just gonna put counters onto this. Hasty threats come after the fact, right? So X5. Do I want to hold up Kami's Flare? I'm gonna play that and Raiju next turn. Yeah, no, we're just gonna go full on big boy. It's a 7/7. It can get bigger potentially later on. So yeah, Vanishing Verse, Doom Scars, those things are probably coming. There it is. Yeah, that's fine. We spent our turn doing it. We have another Bugbear on the next turn. Do I want to get this out? Being able to kill this Hollow Storm Giants is pretty big. So yeah, we're gonna hold off. Hold on to Boseiju. Den of Bugbear is actually pretty interesting with this too. We end up using a lot of our mana, but like the token that enters the battlefield with Remnant, like if we had enough mana just like to really put a ton of stuff there, that could be super fun. Hey, man. All right, well, they're losing. They're going a little bit lower on cards in hand, right? One of these is probably a land. They haven't missed a land draw yet. All right, so bolt ourselves. Thundering Raiju, kill the Hollow Storm Giants. I could wait until they activate this Hollow Storm Giants. See if that's the thing that they are doing. So let's we have to pay 3 life here to do it. That was the only thing I wasn't sure of, but Thundering Raiju go. Behold the multiverse. Can I interrupt in between the scry? I don't think so. That would be cool. Top one, bottom. Do they have counterspell now? No. Go to combat. Attack in. Counter there. Wait for Boseiju until the end of their turn. Or unless they activate Hollow Storm Giants. They could race. It's a thing that they could do. They don't go for the Den of the Bugbear. So confused. We still hold off on this. Grab green source in our deck, smidge. Another black source. Yeah, pass turn. I want them to keep drawing land, so I'm trying to hold off on the Boseiju a little bit. I'm going to do it now. Although it gives us information of what to find with Deluge, because this is one of their better cards to be finding here and there. They have more. It brings it to the battlefield tapped, right? Okay, I don't have to be worrying about. I'm trying to worry about it hitting the battlefield untapped like the Field of Ruin. That's what I was worried about. Was I just don't want to give him extra mana. But I'm remembering Boseiju does give it tapped to the battlefield. All right. No, it doesn't. It comes out untapped. What? I thought that was whatever. Don't matter none. Okay, so Wandering Emperor is like guaranteed here, right? What do they exile? The Den of the Bugbear? Yeah, so maybe we can keep Raiju alive for a turn. I mean, they've got to have so much value now. Golden Multiverse. Whoa! They don't have... This is good. This is very, very good. I might get this out just to put counters onto something. No, we need to hold on to it. Swing in. Counter onto Den of the Bugbear. Get a token. Down to 1. Come on, Kumano. We know they have tons and tons of life gained in this deck. Haven't found an Emperor yet. There's a Revitalize. Fine. But they have to like go for board wipe here, which won't leave them. All right, Sunset Revelry is annoying, but Kami's Flare becomes better. Land is actually an okay draw for us now. Golden Multiverse. Whoa, tapping out. Okay. So we get to do 6 here. Arni slays the troll, kills something. I believe we have lethal. Yeah. And we got the land too, so we could do Den of the Bugbear version. So first off, just make sure we do this. I believe it's just Arni, right? 2 damage there. We get 1 through the top. Yeah, we go Arni slays the troll. And lethal. Do you have to put the counter onto this correctly? Okay, we did it. We did it. Whew. Life is good. Oh boy, oh boy. I think we had lethal another way there with because we found the land. We could also go to Den of the Bugbear because it already had a counter. I could put counter onto the goblin. We would have been just fine. So much lethal, it doesn't even matter. We found Curse of Hospitality. We have none of our early game creatures. We have to mulligan. Gosh dang it. So frustrating. And no curse, but a good hand. So, you know, keep it. Yeah, this is a beautiful hand. Return. Oh, is it Halana? Lana? We have Visitors Kumano on turn 2. Ranger class the turn after is sweet. I only have 1 of these and it's so beautiful. Yeah, we drop it. I mean, we could drop a land and keep all of this stuff and hope to find more lands, but that leads for much worse top decks. It's fine. We go like this, pass turn. Visitors, Kumano. I would love to find a creature. That's fine. Visita. You go. So, what's the best draw off the top here? Another Generous Visitors would be pretty busted, although we wouldn't have enough green mana to do much. Another land is still just good. Good. That is actually probably the best draw. Because that ramps us up to the Raiju. Although they do have removal for it. No! Right. I just gave him a token to be able to do stuff with. Son of a... Alright, destroy the dude. Don't gain life, though. See, that's all I was going for. I'm like, kill my guy, don't gain life. I got it, guys. Ow. Ow. Just kidding. Oh, man. Wedding announcement. Blocker here and available. There's green manas. Counter there. All right, so Raiju is good. We know they don't have board wipe next turn because they haven't foretold anything. It could be Meat Hook Massacre. So putting counters on stuff would actually be a benefit, a huge benefit. Ranger class is interesting as well, though. That does kill a wedding announcement as well. But that gives them a land to get to board wipe faster. I think we go aggro here. Boseiju. Yeah, we're doing Raiju stuff right now. Attack in, counter there. Hit hard, feel pain. Yeah, they're one off of being able to kill anything with Meat Hook Massacre. They have a blocker. So now the question is I kind of want to hold off in Ranger class for after board wipe, after whatever else is going on. Although I could get the counter onto another creature for this Raiju. So targeted removal is the worst thing. They got it. Rude. Now they have blocker and this. That's kind of okay though. Token. Found land. Let's see here. This needs creatures with counters on them. Any top deck of a creature gives us lethal, like faux show, right? So, Generous Visitors. Oh, that does give us counter to the Remnant. They have 3 things. Yeah, let's go here. Sunset Revelry would be pretty bad for us. I think I put 1 counter. Let's see. If they have Meat Hook Massacre, I need to have things being 4/4s. But I want to activate this. So yeah, we're going to take action, put 1 on there. Activate Ranger class. So we have the activation here too. Farewell is the worst card. They don't have it here, but Vanishing Verse got us. All right, so now Meat Hook Massacre is pretty terrible. Swing with Generous Visitors. I do want to kind of keep creatures for this Remnant. Just another creature to put counters onto it gives us lethal. Double block onto this would be pretty bad. Oh, they get ramp up with this too, huh? So actually forcing the block wouldn't be terrible. Let's do that instead. All right, they're going for it. Yeah, so I wanted to go for damage then instead. So they do have a chance for Farewell or Doomscar or Meat Hook Massacre. I mean, like, they have lots of stuff. That was an annoying Vanishing Verse. All right, so they have the Farewell. Boo. Oh, no. We really needed a threat right there. All right, Curse of Hospitality. We have been looking for that for so many games. Or even a Kodama. You know, like the thing that we have 5 of, we can't find either of them in any of our games. We had them earlier on, but yeah, opponent sequenced that pretty well. What's this guy? This dude is annoying. I don't like him. Lair the Hydra's big. Is it big enough to get past an angel? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can trade off with it. Not good enough. Well, son of a. Fast turn. We have a blocker, and then they exile it with Vanishing Verse or something. Or Worldly Light. Max in for 5. Cool, cool, cool. We're in trouble, folks. Legion Angel's such a good card. I'm always so annoyed when they find it because you know it's a one of. And when I have 3 cards of the things that I care about in this deck and can't find any of them, just can't do it. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that lets us hit in for 6 here. But then we're dead on the swing back with yeah, so Hydra the High Tyrant kills us. Good game. Past, yeah, it's scoop. That's what I'm saying. Oh well. I don't know what's going on. I can win games on the draw all day long, but on the play, for some reason, I'm just getting like, I haven't been able to win games on the play in forever. Like, I mean, I get occasionally here, but like my stats on the play have been disgustingly bad. And I don't know what's up with that. That's really weird. But so we played up against a ton of control, and the best card in our deck for the control matchups is Curse of Hospitality, and we never found it. Like I played 7 games trying to find a way to do it. I'm not sure if I'm showing the last one just because I was like, we need to find Curse of Hospitality. I'm going to play another game, and the video's getting pretty long at this point, but I might do it anyway because I just, you know, give you guys more content. It was a pretty good game, but we lost on the play. So I don't understand it. So much control we ran up against. Naya Runes. I mean, every deck that we lost against, we also won against the, you know, that same deck as well, you know. And so I feel like this was awesome. The deck was performing really well. It just was a matter of finding the right pieces at the right times. When we didn't, it was bad. When we did, it was fantastic. Yeah, so we mulliganed several times as well. We had to mulligan, which I think most of the games that we lost were actually ones where we had to mulligan. Being a card short is a bad side of, you know, best of one. Being on the draw, all that kind of stuff. Although being on the draw, man, this deck is perfect on the draw, or almost, you know. So whatever. I like this deck. I think it's powerful. Arni Slays the Troll was feeling pretty sweet. Kami's Flare is pretty good. I felt like what we were needing was maybe one more piece of a removal. Shatterskull Smashing is nice, but I think that we want like a Play with Fire. I think just like having the burn. So I think Jugan is an amazing card on turn 3, but we can drop it down to 3 copies and add in 1 copy of Play with Fire. Chariot could probably go away as well. I like Chariot because going wide with Curse of Hospitality, like there are 2/2s, and there's a lot of other times that we're up against people that have like 1/1s on the battlefield, and so even just like those guys getting in for trample over the other stuff, even if they're trading off, being able to steal stuff off the top of their deck, be able to get a little extra card advantage, can totally turn the game in our favor, where we can hold on to hasty threats on our hand, whatever. The other one that maybe what we need is like Oddity. Just another trample hasty threat on the 4-drop slot. Maybe 2 copies of this over Halana or whatever. Like Halana was nice to be able to try to give us more hasty stuff, but like we never found it really. But being able to just be a threat by itself, even while Oddity would be sweet, being able to have something that gets counters with all of the other things we're putting counters onto it. It's something else that gets through with Curse's Hospitality, you know, like, so it's good. If we ever are running really heavy on mana, transforming it, giving everything else trample, just another way to give all of us a trample, because that is what we're kind of going for, would be nice. But in those matchups, there are 2 things that we are trying to find every single time. Kami of Transience, Curse of Hospitality, or Kodama. And then I guess the third thing is Thundering Raiju. We want to find Thundering Raiju. We found the Thundering Raijus. We like never in 7 games found our Kami of Transience and our Curse of Hospitality and Kodama. I think we found like 2 of our games out of 7. And so, I mean, the fact that we have 5 of this effect, 4 of this effect, and we were still finding, you know, Ranger class and other things way more often. It's just frustrating. That's just what happens with Magic is you just find the wrong pieces. Playing this 100 games, I think this is a really powerful deck. I think this one works really, really well. I think it can be fine-tuned to fit the format a little bit better. And so that's where I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if Esika's Chariot is good. It's an artifact instead of, another enchantment or whatever. We could play maybe another curse to just get a little bit of extra damage. A Curse of Silence. Let's see, the red curse here, Curse of Shaken Faith. That's what it is. Curse of Shaken Faith, can definitely get in several points of damage against multiple decks that are just playing, several things each turn. They just don't, a lot of people aren't thinking about it as they're doing it. But this for me, every time I played it out has gotten me 4 to 6 points of damage. Is that better than a creature that can also block and stop them from gaining life or removal that can do whatever else? I'm not sure. That's where Play with Fire might be better. I'm going a little bit more in depth with this one because I think this is a good deck. I think this is a deck that you guys should actually be checking out. I think it works well. I've been trying to make Gruul work for a long time. I really think that Curse of Hospitality fixes a lot of this. I think Arni Slays the Troll with this was amazing. Ranger class actually was feeling weak a lot of the times, but it's such a good card. The issue is that it's not as good of a card with all of our enchantment creatures. We don't have as many just straight up creatures, only 15, which we can definitely find those off the top with Ranger class, but maybe not as often. Wrenn and Seven we never found. I think that's actually a really powerful card with our Curse of Hospitality. And so I'm not sure if this should be a 4 of, if it should be a 2 of. We go for more Kodama so we have more creatures for things like Ranger class, just more ramps so that we can play more things when we find Curse of Hospitality, like, because the combo is so good. So maybe 3 copies of this and we drop something else along the way. The other thing is just you should have better running than what I had. But yeah, the mana base was feeling good. I feel like we were hitting our land drops often enough. I feel like the ramp, we were getting up to 3 mana easily. The ramp from Jugan, the ramp from Arni Slays the Troll got us to our Raiju when we needed it. And then we were finding the lands along the way after that just fine. Thundering, 2 copies of this. So we still have 24 lands, in general. There's a lot of other creatures that could be good in this. There's the Mammoth. There's 2 M's. Mammoth. I can spell. All right, yeah, the Mammoth could be really good. I think Oddity could be really good. I think so. Yeah, all of these like 1-ofs could be really interesting in changing more for more Curse of Hospitalities. But at the same time, though, this is not a creature. I don't want 3 of these in my hand. Like the one game, or I guess is one of the 2 games that we found Curse of Hospitality. We found all of them, which is not what you want, and that's why you don't want 4 copies. You want 3. That typically should work better for you. So I think this is the right number. You could probably go up to 3 copies of Kodama, but I think I would go for Oddity instead and maybe trim down Chariot so that Ranger class works a little bit better. Just, another creature for that. I like Halana with Jugan, and then maybe trim somewhere else to find Play with Fire. I'm not sure if you can trim lands. I don't really think so. The nice thing is we get to play lands from here. That was the other one I was thinking of, is that Azusa Many Journeys is another enchantment that we can play in this deck. It helps us ramp up a little bit early game. Occasionally we have extra lands, but the cool thing is that with Curse of Hospitality, if we have extra lands coming off of their deck, then we have the ability to, if this is out in the battlefield that turn or whatever else, we have the chance to play 2 of their lands or extra lands to get more value to be able to play more things with Curse of Hospitality. So having ramp is actually good with this. And this is also a creature that they don't want to block, which works with Curse of Hospitality. It also gains us life, which is important here and there. So that was another option I was thinking of that I'm not sure I like that better than just Ranger class. But that was something I was thinking of that could be good. All right, guys, I'm done with the wrap up here with this one. Give you a little bit of extra this time. Let me know if you guys like this kind of stuff. Sometimes I have lots of stuff to talk about with decks, and sometimes I don't. Like the video, guys. Subscribe. It's really helpful for that. If you guys want to check out links in the description below for MTG Assistant that helps support the channel, they're actually changing up their program, so I'm going to be not using that one as much for the affiliate stuff, and just doing I think sponsors for them, whatever. If you guys want to check out my brother's book, it's down below as well. My brother's book. So my brother is an amazing author. Since I'm already talking for a long time, we're just gonna go for it here. He has been in round 2 of with publishers multiple times, where there's such a long process to get published, whatever. And he's submitted to multiple places. Every single time they're like, "We really like this. We're thinking we're gonna go for it." And they're like, because you're. Let me get into this real quick. One of the issues that's with it, his writing has improved a lot. There's some things they're just not going for. This isn't the style we're going for. We're going to go for this book instead. Usually what they're going for is anything that's not a white male lead. He has been told he cannot write anything but a white male lead because he's a white male. And so he is a lot of times they like his book just as much as other people's, but or whatever. I'm not sure how good the other ones are, so I'm not saying anything there. But it's just one of those things where like will not take his stuff partially because of they just don't want him because he's white, and that's just really frustrating for him. He's been growing stuff anyway. So he has his books for free now on a web novel site called Rural Road. I love reading on Rural Road. I've read a ton of books on there. Links are down in the description below. He does have some of his stuff self-published on Amazon too, if you want to help support his stuff there. Again, like what I was saying with that as well, I'm not sure that's the full reason. I'm not putting words into anyone's mouth that I can, but that has been sent to him through several different people. That's a likely probability of what's happening, as well as one email that actually did say that straight up from a publisher. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.